Hey y'all, this is TCA Gaming. I hope you guys had a very Merry Christmas, and New Year's is right around the corner. But in this video, we're going to have a PSA return. I'm going to show you guys some cards that I sent off, a little bit of MetaZoo, and some Pokemon promos, the kind of stuff that I typically send off. And then I have a second return, but it's just for one card, and I'll show that at the very end. All right, so this is the way they come in the box. All right, so some of the promos I sent in were Charizard V-Star, the V-Max, and the V. Pulled a 9 on this. These, again, I had opened up several sealed packs, and I kind of went through and picked the ones that I thought had the best shot out of 10. But I will say these are, it's not like the Rapidash where basically every card looked really, really good. Like I had a good shot at 10. I think only some of them had a shot at a 10. Like this one you can see is a little OC, and there's even a white dot that's really small down there. So now I've had 10s, of course, like look like this, but that one, I can see why that one got a 9. This one pulled an 8. Again, a little bit off center. Got one white dot up there in the top corner. Here is another 9. A little bit off center, but not enough that I would think that would affect it. So it's probably like a corner or something like that. Of course, with these cards, they actually go up quite a bit in value from like an 8 to or from a 9 to a 10. All right, so here are some of the MetaZoo that I submitted. Got a hidden rare for Loveland Frogman. This is from Torrential Tides, kind of iconic for that set. Yeti, I just like Yeti. Yeti, Bigfoot, the beastly looking ones. Pulled a 9. Alternate art for the Cumberland Dragon. I just thought this looked like the artwork was just really nice on it. Ghost Train. This is something that's kind of close to me, and because we have Tweetsy Railroad, all of our kids do the railroad thing during the Tweetsy Railroad. It's like an amusement park. Do it during the summertime, but they also have the Ghost Train at Halloween, and we do that most years. Sometimes we can't make it, like we couldn't make it during Helene because it was shut down because all the damage that was done in the western part of North Carolina. And then there's also the Christmas Train, which is pretty fun. We didn't do that this year though, but so I was really happy to see this one got a 10. Hodag, one of the legend rares. I don't know much about Hodag. All right, pulled a 7 on this one. Looks like it's mainly because it's OC. They used to give you like qualifiers, like if it was far enough to drop it below being a 9, like if it was just because of the centering, then you would get an OC, and then you get MC if it was like another card. I think it's changed now to where it's got to like have a print dot or something like that. Man, that wind is crazy out there. All right, Charizard VMAX pulled a 9. Again, you can see it's a little bit off center. This one got a 9. Pretty decent centering on the front. Backside, again, that's probably what made it drop down to a 9. Same thing here. You can see this one shifted left a little bit, and you can see it on the backside as well. But not too bad with the 9s. Still only 110 so far, and that was on the one MetaZoo. I'm keeping up with the Pokemon stacks over here. Should have went like a Gem Mint style and brought the camera down and faced it more outwards, and then we could have seen the stacks grow. There's an 8 on the Charizard VMAX, obvious white dot in the top corner up there. Pulled a 7 on this V-Star again. It looks like it's just the centering is off on it. Can't see the print dot, so that's probably why it dropped so much. Same thing with this one, another 7. I was hoping to get it just to, get an OC grade just in case, because I've gotten several with it in the past, but just didn't happen with this one. There's a Raiju Ekin. What am I saying? Ekin's a legend rare. Pulled the 9 off of that. Got a 9 on this V-Star. I'm going to say that the majority of these just had like just slight centering issues that caused them to drop. Here's the regular super rare Ghost Train, probably a $1 card. I'm more so graded this for myself. The Charizard V-Star pulled the 9. Charizard VMAX pulled the 9. So far, no 10s on the Pokemon. All right, let's see what we got here. All right, Mew EX. Now, these were pretty decent condition. Like I had a lot of these to choose from, and so I would think that overall these are going to be better than the Charizard V-Star, VMAX, and V's. Like this one looks pretty good. What did it get? It got an 8. Here, let's see if we can see anything. Maybe a tiny white dot right there, top left, but that's a really strong 8. A little bit off centering, like top to bottom, but nothing too bad there. 9 on that. Got a 9 on this Mew EX. Again, looking pretty clean. Oh, maybe one white dot right there. Still very small, but another 8. Centering not perfect, but you do have, there is some wiggle room in the even in the Gem Mint 10 grade for the centering. These look like they're centered well enough. This one does have a white dot there in the bottom middle. Charizard VMAX 8. Man, oh, I got hammered on 8s and 9s with this one. But at least with the majority of these cards, I can find something, you know, that I can see that's a reason, you know, why it didn't pull the 10. Got a 9 there on that Mew EX. Another 8 on the VMAX. 8 on the EX. 9. There we go. We got a 10. I'm going to leave this to the side because I want to show you guys something. Because I did already see this grade. Like I peeked at the grade, so I'm not too surprised now. But this is the first time that I've looked over the cards. You know, just trying to see if like there's any visible damage. Like one tiny white dot down there. Usually 1 or 2 like little white dots that can deter a card from being a 10, but it definitely doesn't always. So like this to me is just like a regular tough grader, and nothing like crazy out of the ordinary. I mean, of course, this many 8s and 9s on minty untouched promos, you would expect to get a little bit better, as I have in the past, but these were graded not too long after the Rapid Dash. I just got these longer, or there was a longer wait between getting these because of when they were shipped out, and I think that like the holidays. There's a 9. Now, I don't know if you guys have been watching the certification numbers, but the last card graded on the entire order, man, that one looks really minty. Very well centered too. The very last card graded on the order was this one. It was the only 10 that I got for the Pokemon cards, and it just so happened to be the last one. Sometimes I see that and it's like, did they just give me a 10 on that one because I hadn't got any 10s on the other cards? But I don't know. Again, hoping for better, but on a lot of those, I understand where the non-10 come from. And then this was the last card that I got. This is on a whole separate submission. This is the Mega Charizard that was pulled during the YouTube video. And I sent it in under the $1,500 value tier. And then once they graded it, they said it valued between the $2,500 and $5,000. So I got charged $300 plus the shipping. So that, you know, it's kind of expensive, but couldn't really argue with it because I went and looked at the sales, and I think the most recent sale was like $2,625. So it had dropped over $2,000 just in the course of a few weeks. So it's definitely on the way down. PSA didn't even have an estimate for it. That's my only gripe about, you know, doing an upcharge. If they can't even put an estimate on it for what the value is, then why are they upcharging me? There was a card ladder estimate. They used the card ladder estimate, but they didn't use their own estimate. So that was, you know, it's like, okay. I did get an offer, I think, on the card. It was like $1,900, something like that. So I just turned it down. I did pull this one myself, and you know, based off the value, that's pretty low percentage compared to, you know, for a card like this. But at the same time, it's not like I'm going out there. I would be buying anybody's Mega Charizard XEX Gold for, you know, $1,900 because it is a high risk card. It can drop very quickly, just come out. But I wish that was taken into account too when they did like the upcharges. I haven't looked to see if the value has fallen on this any. It may have, it may not have. It's a pretty tough pull, and it's a really cool card. So this one's going in my personal collection. I tried adding it to my PSA set registry, but the registry has been down most of the day, both on the app and on the website. So I'm not sure what's going on there. Maybe they're doing some kind of update or something like that, but it's a cool way to keep up with certain sets. And the Charizard collection, I haven't updated in a while, so I probably need to get on there and see what's accurate. And I haven't pulled much out, at least on the English side anyways, and that's going to be like my main collection anyways. But I have added several to it, and so who knows? I don't know if I've dropped out of number 1. I was ahead for a while, but there's been so many cards added to it. It would not surprise me if I've dropped out of the first place, since it's been like 2 or 3 years since I've updated a lot of it. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any cards you want to submit to PSA and you've never done so before, use my code TCA25. You'll get $25 off. I'll get a kickback as well. And for those of you who have been using my code when you've submitted to PSA, I definitely appreciate it. And as always, hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you guys have a great New Year's.